Now, it's the once vibrant city that has become, in effect, a failed state. The engine of America's car industry, the home of Motown, now a bankrupted badlands. Its downtown long abandoned. Welcome to Detroit. Unemployment is twice the national average, property prices are plummeting, and anyone who can move out has done. Violent crime is the highest in the country, but don't bother calling the police, they'll take an hour to respond. The city is now being run by an emergency management team tasked with turning around its fortunes. They've even proposed selling off the museum's priceless art collection to pay off its debts. But has Detroit lost sight of the American dream for good? Inigo Gilmore went to find out.
4 a.m. in Detroit, and the party's in full swing. The city may be bankrupt, but they still know how to get down, or in the words of the Sugar Hill Gang, jump on it. They reckon they found the right ingredients to stimulate life in this battered metropolis.
Rebirth. We're not going to let this rebirth go for granted.
And what he's calling a rebirth, I agree. And you know my favorite word for it is a reboot. Once you go in bankruptcy, you get to start over and wash away your sins and wash away your financial debts. And now we're rebooting.
Now, normally I travel in the company of a three-piece horn ensemble. Unfortunately, they cannot be here today due to budgetary considerations.
Due to budgetary considerations, Detroit was declared bankrupt last month, underlining the urgency of the reboot. The city's coffers are empty, with long-term debt estimated at nearly $20 billion. Many have fled, leaving behind homes and businesses.
Detroit is bankrupt. Do we look like we care? Do we look concerned about a bankruptcy? What are you supposed to do about it?
Everyone has their own ideas about what to do about it.
Hey, Smitty. Hey, Chris.
Anita, a newspaper columnist turned cab driver, took me around town to see for myself.
This is a bar restaurant that's going to open in the fall. So this is where people look and go, oh my God, this is Detroit. Yes, you are in Detroit. And then you turn a corner and then you get not nice. So 1 block away, you get this.
This is the brutal reality check for those contemplating the future of Detroit. How to revive these neighborhoods in a city with 78,000 abandoned and blighted structures, which includes 1 in 5 houses. We end up on Grand Boulevard. It's not looking so grand these days. We meet Dewan, a motorbike repairman.
6 on this block.
6 abandoned buildings in this block.
Yeah, if you go on the next block, it ain't no houses.
Horrific levels of crime combined with inadequate policing encourage people to flee.
This one across the street, he got shot. The son, I think, got shot in that house.
The son got shot?
Yeah, he got shot, he got killed. The whole city broke, man. We ain't got no fire trucks, we ain't got no ambulances, we ain't got no police cars. You know, we don't have too much of nothing, bro. And it's getting worse.
Fix this mess. Fix it.
Traversing Detroit day and night, abandonment is all around.
That's why I'm back. Detroit madness. Every hood USA. Where everything is always wild.
This is the Detroit madness that the late hip-hop singer Jay Dilla spoke of. After dark, the city's an eerie place.
Graveyard.
The police almost invisible. The force has been slashed by a third in the past decade. We saw just 1 patrol car. Little wonder crime is such a problem here. Yet the show goes on, and places like this new jazz bar are mushrooming as downtown is revived. How can the home of Motown get back in the groove so everyone ends up dancing? It's a question I wanted to put to the man recently appointed to cleanse the city of bankruptcy by next autumn.
We were borrowing too much money, we were deferring too many obligations, and we weren't paying our bills or living within our means. and that's got to stop.
The view from Kevin Orr's office gives a sense of the vastness of Detroit and the challenge the city's emergency manager faces.
So it's just so spread out. It's so big.
Budgets are being slashed to try to balance the books, and Orr finds himself in a bind as he attempts to instill new confidence in this sprawling city.
You're cutting budgets and you're cutting funding for police, and then you were saying you're dealing with a crime problem.
If you use modern policing, logarithmic policing or predictive policing in some other instances, it's remarkable how efficient police forces can be these days.
Crime problems were dealt with in America, like in New York. It was about getting police on the streets again. That was one of the issues.
Well, community policing was one of the issues, but also logarithmic and technology was used to a very effective degree to use the resources you have. So while we're already at a rate in terms of cutting salaries, as I said, the remarkable thing is that many policemen want to be good policemen. They want to be professionals. They're still out there policing the street.
Security is just one issue, and it was difficult to pin him down on specifics over how he intends to deal with the critical issue of abandoned properties. He insists, though, he is determined.
I don't think failure is an option.
You mean for you or for the...
For the city, for me and for the city.
So this building here, I bought, this will be about a $6 million renovation.
Success or failure may revolve around people like Robin.
This will be like a barbecue area with picnic tables.
He moved here from the West Coast 5 years ago and is now one of the city's real estate pioneers.
If you're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and get your hands dirty, there's a lot of opportunity here.
He's just bought up this derelict building near downtown Detroit, which is being transformed into apartments for low-income families.
It'll have all new windows, roof, everything inside will be redone from the ground up. There'll be a crew of 40 guys working on it for 9, 10, 11 months. We bought this land here, which is...
He's also bought up a plot of land across the road, just one patch in a vast expanse of vacant land, made available as the city emptied.
There's a lot of vacant land in Detroit, so the question becomes, what do we do with that vacant land? And, you know, there's a lot of people with a lot of different ideas on, you know, what to do with that.
This side we have broccoli, and behind me we have Brussels sprouts.
Donnie is one of a growing number of urban farmers in Detroit, making use of that vacant land.
In this bed, lemon basil.
He adopted an abandoned park and has since grown an abundance of vegetables here, which he now sells at local markets.
When you see these colors, it's an indication of nutrient deficiency.
His successful farm business represents a personal reboot after he spent 5 years in jail for dealing cocaine. Working almost entirely on his own, it's been an almighty challenge. His farm is in one of the roughest areas of Detroit.
There is no law here. People do what they want. You see a farm over here, you see abandoned houses over there and lots over there. Probably people selling drugs like in your 50-foot radius. Gotta look at it from this angle, that's best.
Out here in Detroit's wild east, Donnie has indulged in his own bold experimentation with abandoned properties.
We are attempting to turn an abandoned house into a split-level greenhouse.
After removing the roof, Donnie wrapped this abandoned house in plastic sheeting in an attempt to insulate it like a greenhouse.
So that the sun shines in onto the plants there.
But for now, the wind and rain has put paid to his intriguing innovation. But he believes projects that give rather than take, like his farm initiative, must get proper backing if Detroit, indeed America, is to have a future.
We're in a burning house, so we need to get out of the burning house, you know, not, you know, throw fire on the wood in the burning house.
What, Detroit's a burning house?
America is a burning house.
Oh, not in the way.
While Donnie is trying to create, others in Detroit are still trying to destroy. Traveling with Anita, we'd followed these fire trucks to the Brewster Project, a Detroit landmark. Smoke was pouring from one of the abandoned tower blocks. Who started the fire was anyone's guess. It's a familiar story in Detroit.
So we're shooting a science fiction film here.
Such scenes of chaos do not faze Robin, who's actually finding his own method in this madness.
You know, I came and found this location because any direction you look is abandonment and blight.
He's about to start shooting a movie in this destroyed Ford car factory with his teenage son, who will co-star with him. and he's employed locals to help build the set for the apocalyptic landscape he envisions. Not that there's much they need to do.
It takes place in the future, about 100 years in the future. And
That's what the future looks like?
Yes, well, this is the abandoned city of the future. This has been left behind, and somewhere else is a modern city.
With the frontier mentality pervading Detroit, transformation comes in many guises, and no one yet knows what will emerge. But if the nascent shoots of recovery are nurtured, there's a growing belief that a thriving city can be reborn from these ruins. The reboot is underway.
And you can read more about Inigo's adventures in Detroit and hopes that the city could turn its fortunes around on our website, channel4.com/news.